Hey folks, well today I'm going to be doing a recap of episode 7, season 2 of Alone, so stay tuned. Alright folks, well, right off the bat I'll just say, Nicole was not on this particular show. She's probably, you know, tanning salmon hides or something. We don't know what she's doing. Jose, we finally got to see a little bit of Jose. I knew he was going to do some cool projects. What I had my worries of though was whether he's going to film them or not. And some folks, the producers have their opinion of what filming is, and then there's everybody else's opinion about filming. Their opinion is 2 to 3 cameras all the time running, and sometimes it just gets to be too much. I mean, it's just, you can only film so much. So anyway, but it's good that we get to see some Jose. He's steam bending or hot fire bending some supports for his boat there, and he's got mad skills. I mean, what can you say? You can't be around that and be immersed in that type of environment that he was immersed in and not come away with some sort of wilderness living skills. So I know he's going to do real good. All right, then we got Justin. Justin had a little bit of water issues, and I'll tell you, it's said right on his episode in the subtitles or whatever. It said that he was in a swampland. I know what swampland looks like in my area. I don't know. I mean, he's from Georgia, so he must know what a swamp looks like. So it's obvious that he thought it would be okay to camp there. I mean, it wasn't like he's never seen a swamp before. He knows what a swamp looks like. He's been in the swamp. But you never know that area is going to be a swampland because of just the vegetation. Everything's just different. It could be just like my area. My area, just from the pictures of looking at Justin's area, it looked basically the same. I mean, except for mine was on the side of a cliff. But his ground makeup might have been different. He might have had surface water very close, or groundwater very close to the surface, and he did not know that. Whereas where I was at, it was almost like it was hollow. I mean, you can tell the difference because my fire traveled underground and went up inside my support thing or whatever. I caught that stump on fire. How the heck that thing caught on fire after 2 days of solid rain, but I understand, it's cedar bark, but still. Anyway, I didn't think it would be that big a deal. But every time I had a fire there, I would have to add sand to it, and because it was punk, it was like peat is what I imagined it like, and it would burn down, and you have to be real careful about that out west in the dry season. I just didn't think it would be like that in the middle of the winter when it was raining like that. But anyway, you can tell Justin's area is not like that, or wherever he happened to set up camp was not like that. It wasn't a hollow, peaty mess. It must have been just, well, peat, I suppose, but then just with a lot of water in it. So, I mean, it's hard to, I know some folks are giving him a little bit of a hard time saying, well, what'd you camp in a low-lying area for? Well, Justin's been out in the woods before. He knows, what to do and what not to do, and maybe that was the only spot he had to camp in, or maybe it just didn't look like that bad of a spot, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. All right, well, then the big news, I guess, is that Randy and Mike tapped. I know a lot of people were very surprised at those two. I was surprised. This is where I have to be careful what I say because I don't know. I wasn't in their mind. I wasn't in their position or anything. It seemed to me like Mike had everything like on top of the world, but that, we all have demons inside, and Mike wasn't. Maybe he could have kept going if he wanted to, but he just didn't feel it was worth it. He wanted to go back home to his wife. Mike doesn't have that bad of a life, man. All he does is like travel around and teach survival skills. It's not like he needs to sit out, and sleep in the woods for however long for any prize money or to prove himself. He's already proved himself in life. He wanted to go out there. I think probably it was a unique experience, just like it was for everybody else. And after a while, he just said, I want to go home. Randy's got some mad skills, and you can see that from his shelter. He's building Fort Knox out there. I think he did an awesome job with the amount of calories that he must not have been bringing in, because I'm just surprised at how healthy everybody looks. I mean, I was catching fish quite a bit. I mean, before I moved, I was catching 1 to 2 fish a night. I mean, I thought that was pretty good, and I was eating them and eating their carcass too. So, but man, I lost a lot of weight, and you see Randy with, you know, giving birth out of his sweat lodge. He still looks pretty ripped. Randy also has a pretty good life. Randy goes and teaches in the mountains of, I believe, Utah for like months at a time. Well, he doesn't need to stay out there. He knows he can handle it out there. He's been out there before. He can handle the skills. He admitted on camera or on the episode that he really didn't want to do it if he was by himself. Alright, enough about that. Me, you saw my happy dance. I was really stoked about not having to go to work at 4 in the morning. I got some of the most awesome sleep I've ever gotten while I was on the island. And I dreamt almost every night, and just amazing dreams. Just like really good, just vivid dreams. With some of the most restful, peaceful sleep I've ever gotten in my life. It was amazing. Other than that, besides me catching my little stump on fire, there's really not much else that I was shown on. So that's basically the recap. You know, everybody seems to be doing pretty good. Everybody has their own struggles. Nicole and Jose are absolutely going strong. Justin's going to climb that mountain, and he says, I can't remember if he said it in the episode or if he said it in a post afterwards, if you don't understand why he's climbing that mountain, he's not climbing it for you. 22 veterans a day approximately commit suicide. Justin is really trying to help those folks out. I'm sure he's had to deal with some things in his military service, and he has found a way to deal with them, and he wants to give back to his brothers in arms, sisters in arms, and try to help them. And if he wants to go climb a mountain on day 22, then for goodness sakes, more power to him. He's bringing maybe the plight of the veterans in this country maybe a little more to the forefront, because I know that our government doesn't really take care of them like they should. All right, so what did I talk about? Nicole, Jose, let's see, I was on there. Justin, oh, and Dave. Dave seems to be doing pretty good. Dave has had some struggles with his gill net, and I'm not going to lie, I had some struggles with mine as well. He came up with a good idea about putting some bait on his gill net, and I actually can't remember if I did that or thought about it. I know for sure I thought about it, because, you know, if your gill net's not producing, you're like, what the heck are you supposed to do, you know? So you always are improvising and adapting to try to improve your situation. Alright guys, as always, if you have any questions, if I can answer them, put them in the comments down below. And alright, I hope you liked the video. Take care.